I've gotten better.
Cousins up high for the throwdown for his first points in almost a year. Here's Cousins for three. Buries it. Cousins with a three.
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Wow.
I think our next challenge as a team, second half of the season, is to incorporate DeMarcus into our team. You know, he's a very unique player. This is not like adding a backup wing, a spot-up three-point shooter. We're adding a guy who's used to being the focal point of the offense on every team he's ever been on. So that will be an adjustment. He's going to have to adapt to us more than we're going to have to adapt to him because we're already a championship team.
Dealing with the ups and downs of the season, the grind of a 82-game journey where you're trying to continue to get better. We're a different team this year. We're just a different roster. We obviously have the same core, but in terms of the challenges that we face, the injuries, with how teams around the league have adjusted to try to beat us, I think we're still learning about ourselves and understanding what it's going to take to reach the mountaintop again. Then you got to understand we got to work for this. This is something that's hard. It's going to be hard. As hard as it was winning championships before, this is going to be the hardest one yet.
I don't know if I believe him, guys, because since Boogie got there, here it is. 32 minutes, they've outscored opponents by 34 points, shot 58% from the field as a team, and held opponents to 31%. The plus 34 is the highest of any five-man lineup since January 18th, the day of Boogie's Warriors debut. So this five-man lineup is dangerous. I ask you this, could this be the best five-man lineup in the history of the NBA?
It's going to be in the conversation because when I look at the lineup top to bottom, they have no weaknesses. You have a backcourt that shoots great threes. You have a go-to guy in the Durant who can take over a game. You have a defensive specialist in Draymond Green. And Boogie, he can do everything inside, outside, clogs up the middle. He can block shots, rebounds, gives you toughness. This team has no weaknesses. I've never seen a starting five with this much talent.
Well, you haven't been looking, Paul Pierce.
Not this much.
And I love to go.
I grew up like everybody
watching
else.
The Lakers and
you
Celtics.
had your turn.
I watched Lakers and Celtics, and you didn't mention them.
I know about them, but I never seen nothing like this.
Now, I love the Warriors like everybody else, but let's start with this recency bias, okay? There's a reason why the 80s were the golden era of the NBA. Like the 82 Philadelphia 76ers. They had Moses, Dr. J, and the Boston Strangler, Andrew Toney, okay? What about the Celtics in the mid-80s when they had Bird and McHale and Parrish and DJ? Or the Lakers when they had Kareem, Magic, and Worthy, okay? Or what about the Bulls? This is the greatest five-man lineup to me. Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Kukoc.
Well, as a team, because at the end of the day, in history, they're going to have two players that's going to go down as Hall of Famers off top. Boogies could probably be in there. Clay could probably be in there. And who knows, Draymond could probably enter that conversation.
But Boogie ain't going to be a Hall of Fame Warrior. That's the difference.
Well, a big Hall of Fame player.
And I got to hit the brakes on another narrative. People keep saying that the Warriors are the first team since the 60s, and I'm included in this start five All-Stars since the 60s.
Okay.
But the word we leaving out is that's from the previous season. That ain't this year.
That's fair.
They don't have 5 All-Stars this year. They got 3 All-Stars this year.
You say that like, oh, they're lousy. They only have 3.
But I'm comparing, but the teams that I mentioned also had 3 All-Stars. That was my measurement.
All right, let's match them up against all these teams.
Wait,
you match them up against all of these teams. Who would be the favorite?
Yeah.
Like, if you just match them up, put them on the court, put the
one of the teams. One of the teams.
I mean, if this team win the championship, then it's going to be a different conversation.
You think one of the teams you mentioned was
the only thing that's going to solidify that is a chip. That's the only thing that's solidified. But talent-wise, this is the best team talent-wise ever put on. That's 5.
History underestimates Dennis Rodman for some strange reason. And Tony Kukoc, original stretch 4.
I'm taking 4
and you're talking about 2 Hall of Famers. I'm talking about the GOAT, Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen, one of the 2 of the 50 greatest players to ever walk the face of the earth.
By the way, are they going to change that 50 now? Because you got to keep redoing it, right?
Oh, and by the way, Steve Kerr was on that team, too.
Just a little mention there. I like how heated.
Got no burn.
Jalen representing the old school. Marcus Smart. This is their shoot around earlier. Okay, Marcus Smart.